Hi, crafty friends. Welcome to Stamp with Teah. I am Teah Woodward, an independent demonstrator located in Vancouver, Washington in the United States. And I am excited to be here today. I have a super cute set of cards that I'm going to share with you. On Monday, I demonstrated one card using the same stamp set. It is the All Bundled Up from Stampin' Up. And the one that I did on Monday was the moose. Super cute. Used the aspen dies and the moose and loved it so much. Today I'm showing you 3 cards, and those 3 cards are part of a free class. So I'm going to teach a class, and that's all free. If you want the kits that go with this class, then you would place an order of $25 or more. And I will explain why right now is the perfect time to do that. But you would place an order of $25 or more, and you would receive not 1 kit of each card, but 2 kits of each card. So you would receive, let's see if I can fan them all out there, 6 card kits. And I'm actually, as I create today, I'm actually going to pull from the card kit so that you can see what all is included. Whoa! So that you can see what all is included. I can't do any stamping for you, and I can't do any coloring for you, but I can send you the cardstock that is cut and scored. I can send you the cardstock that is, excuse me, that is embossed. I can send you the gems. I can send you embellishments. I can send you the pre-tied bow. I can send you quite a bit. I just can't send you the stamped images. So what I do for the stamped images is I send you the cardstock so that you can stamp your own. And you know, you might not have this stamp set, and you might have to substitute in another stamp set. Or you might like this one so much that you go and you order it. I can tell you that this stamp set is a $23 stamp set. So if you decided you wanted this, but that doesn't quite make you hit the $25, buy a bottle of adhesive or buy some linen thread. And that'll push you right over. Now, one of the things I want to point out to you is that right now, so this is out of the mini catalog, the July through December mini catalog. If you order, I'm going to give you a list of some things through the annual catalog between now and Friday. They're on sale. So punches, excuse me, are 10% off. Stamps, all of them, 15% off. Dies, 20% off. Embossing folders, 20% off. And all non-specialty DSP. So what that is it would be a designer series paper that's printed, but maybe not the designer series paper that's printed and has maybe gold or iridescent or something like that. That turns it into a specialty paper. So the non-specialty designer series paper is also 20% off. Sale ends Friday. You don't want to miss this sale. This is their big seasonal sale, big sale of the year. So anyway, I am using a few items from the annual catalog, and so I will be able to tell you what your discount would be prior to sales tax and shipping. So $25 or more, I'll send you these kits. If your purchase is $50 or more, I have a November tutorial I believe it had 40 projects in it. So I belong to a group of people that all submit projects every month, and we write up the tutorials and there's pictures, etc. And with a minimum purchase of $50, I get to give that for free. That's a set standard. I can't adjust that minimum price, but you buy it, you buy $50 worth, I will send it to your, the link for it to your inbox for free. So that's pretty cool. All right. I think it's time for me to turn the camera down. I'm going to look at my camera, or not my camera, my clock, and make sure that I am within my time period, because I tried jumping on just a couple minutes early this time. I've heard that some people are having a hard time finding these lives, and so I wanted to make sure that I left a little bit of time for people to find. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down. Ooh, that was a tight fit. And here we go. Look at those cute cards. And I'm going to adjust. I had to move my camera stand a little bit right before I started, and so I might have to adjust it just a little bit. We're good to go, I think. Fairly straight. Trying to be straight. I can do it this way too. All right. So we have, well, first of all, I'm going to show you the stamp set. So in this stamp set, we've got the moose that I showed you from Monday's card. And then in today's cards, I'm using the rest of the critters. And I think they're all adorable. There's not, well, I don't know. The bird, I absolutely love this bird because this little sweetie is obviously singing with all their heart. So I think that's pretty phenomenal. Here I did a snow bunny, and here I did friends on these cards. So here, let me show you. So because my interpretation of this little birdie is that they are singing with all their heart, I used the Merry Melody embossing folder. And I can tell you, I'm going to pull that here. So the Merry Melody embossing folder is regularly $10, but it is on sale right now for 20% off, and so that makes it an $8 embossing folder. So how cute is that? So cute. So I've got the embossing, and then I went with a little bit non-traditional colors here because I wanted to pick up on these snowflakes that have a little iridescent finish on them. So super cute. Okay, and then, oh, I'm sorry, hit the camera. Then we have this snow bunny, and I'm using another embossing folder. Actually use the same embossing folder on this other card as well. And this is from the wintry. Okay, I've got this message, and I need to see if I can make it go away. There. Ah, yay, I made it go away. So I've got wintry embossing folder, and this is actually part of a 2-pack. And the 2-pack, see, it's got these fir branches, and then it's got this snowy scene. The two come together. It's $10, and at 20% off, they are $8 together. So pretty cool. Move that chair out of the way. And then we have these sweet little raccoon and bird. So I'm just in love with these cards. I'm going to just push all this aside, and we are going to get started on our little bird, our little songbird. And I am going to stamp using the Memento Tuxedo Black. And I told you that I was going to pull right from the kits. So that's what I'm going to do. So when you open up your kit, so your kit will come to you with the envelope, just like this. When you open up the kit, this is everything you're going to see. So you're going to have your specialty snowflake. The circle will be pre-die cut that your bird will be stamped on. There's the embellishments, just send you just enough for your card. There is the embossed layer, the matte layer, the inner message liner, the matte layer for the inner message liner, and then the card base. So you get so much. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. And I wanted to tell you, these dies are also on sale, and these are really a must-have for any toolkit. So these are the layering circle dies. There's 16 dies. They are regularly $35, and at 20% off, that makes them $28. For today's project, I'm just using the second to smallest non-scalloped die to cut this circle. All right. And I've got everything's been pre-cut and pre-embossed and etc. And my stamps are all on blocks already. So let's see, I'm looking through the camera. Here's the host code for any purchases that you make. There we go. I've got my chamois over here to the side that I'm using to clean off my stamps with. I am so in love with all these little critters. All right, I am going to use my Stampin' Blends, and I'm actually going to close that ink right there. I am going to use the light So Saffron. I'm going to use the bullet tip just because this is such a small area. And I'm just coloring that in, just the little bird body. So I'm so surprised. I shouldn't be, but Christmas already seems to be in full swing. And I'm not behind in Christmas, getting ready for Christmas. But all the ads and stuff kind of make me feel like I am. I don't like that feeling. I'm going to use the bullet tip of the dark So Saffron and just add just a few dots right around where maybe that scarf is overlaying on the body. And then maybe underneath that wing right there. And then along the bottom of the body. So I'm just giving things a little bit of depth. Oh, and then there's a separate wing that's back here from the other side of the body. I just colored that a little darker. Then I'm just going to take the brush tip of the light and start in the dark that I just added and just blend it towards the rest of the body. That's it. That's all. Okay. I then am going to, because my accent color, sorry, I should have had this so that you can see. Too many things. It goes from being very sweet and organized to being, like 0 to 60 on the tabletop here. I used polished pink for my matte layer, so I'm popping that on in her scarf and boots. I don't know why I called it her, but I guess because I'm using pink. I don't know. That's kind of silly. And I'm going to start with the light. And giving that a nice, bright, festive. This little bird is so happy and just singing their heart out. I love it. And then I'm going to come back in with my bullet tip, just where there's some overlap. And I'm not going to go too crazy on that. Just trying to give it just a little bit of oomph. Okay. She is now, or this sweet bird is now colored. I'm going to set that aside, and I am going to bring in this embossed layer. And I wanted there to be a little bit of difference in this. I don't know if antiquing's the right word, but I'm going over this with Whisper White ink and a sponge dauber just to highlight some of the notes, but not necessarily make them pop, but to make them not be completely blended in. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So here's my Whisper White. Now, I have not re-inked this in quite a while, and so this is fairly dry, which is perfect for what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to just pick up some of that. This is a craft ink, and so it has a different texture than the regular ink pads. And I'm just going to come in, and I'm just going to roll this over the top of my notes. And I'm not trying to color lines. I'm just trying to highlight some of those notes. It does not need to be perfect. And then I'm actually going to go around the entire outer edge. So I am not pushing down. I'm pushing just until I feel the tip of the sponge making contact with those raised portions. And just giving it a little bit of a swirl. Like I said, my ink pad is pretty dry. I haven't re-inked it in quite a while. So it's got kind of a tacky feel to it. I'm going to just rotate this. I have a granddaughter that plays the piano beautifully. I don't think we have any other family members that are playing musical instruments at this time. But we have lots of people that sing. Sing, sing, sing. All right, almost done with that. And then I'm just going to take my sponge dauber and just start flicking the edge. Does not need to be perfect. Just softening that edge. I'm going to do all four sides. I was watching somebody else's video this morning, and they asked the question, what are your favorite Christmas movies? And it kind of gave me a little bit of a panic attack, because I think that was one of the things that made me feel like everything was speeding up around me. But I did see last night an advertisement. It was a movie channel, so it wasn't specifically for a movie, but it showed snippets from a whole bunch of movies. And two of my favorite movies were actually featured in the commercial. See, I'm just softening this up. I just love this little bird. She just, I know the moose is supposed to be probably the star of this show, of this stamp set, but I kind of feel like the bird is. She's, I mean, look at her. Look at her. She is singing with all of her might. I want to do everything I love with all of my might. All right. Add a little bit more white right there. All right. I am ready to adhere this to my matte layer. So this piece is I have it written down. The embossed piece is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and then the matte layer is 1/8 of an inch bigger. So if this is 3 3/4, this is 3 7/8, and this is 5, so this is 5 1/8. I'm going to use my multi-purpose adhesive. Ooh, a little heavy there. This is not a hard card. This is pretty easy. Okay, come on. Brand new bottle. There we go. It's because it's a brand new bottle, I'm not pushing too hard. I'm just not squeezing too hard. I don't want to mess. And going to center that just like that. So like I mentioned at the beginning, if you make a purchase of $25 or more, you will get all 3 cards, 2 of each card kit. Okay, so there is this portion. We have our bird. Our bird is going to be, I'm going to put a mini glue dot right in the middle of that. I still need to stamp my sentiment. Okay, I have my mini glue dots, which are plenty strong for this. And just going to center that. I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on the back of this, but I'm not going to put it on yet until I have my sentiment ready to go. You know, another way to do this sentiment would be to stamp it and then cut it apart. And that would be really cute too. Oh, maybe I'll do that. Okay, so she's ready. So where is, I know I put it in here. There it is, the strip for the sentiment. I'm going to use the Memento Black again. And I love the font. It's just kind of got a nice little whimsical feel to it. And let's see how well I do this when it's out in front of me. I can get this straight every time if I, see it's a little crooked, if it's right in front of me, right, underneath me, but because I'm reaching out, it's a bit more difficult. So I actually have some extras cut here in case I need them. It's not horrible. It's better than the last one. I'm going to go with it. All right. Pop off my dimensionals, or the backs off of my dimensionals. So 2 of my favorite Christmas movies. One is oops, I wasn't ready for that. I need to put that on my base. Got ahead of myself. So the card base is 8.5. Excuse me, it's 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5.5. And this is a side fold card like this. If you make that purchase of minimum $25 and I send you the kits, I'll send you the PDF instructions. So in case you want to replicate them, you can. Anyway, one of my favorite movies is Fred Claus. My husband and I laugh so hard every time we watch that. And then one of my big time favorites that touches my heart and makes me teary every time is The Polar Express. All of my grandchildren have received bells from me because of that movie. All right, now this is ready. I'm going to do this one, well, let's see, maybe I'm going to do it a little lower instead of high. There we go. And then adjust that. So I need to trim just a little bit off the end here. I personally love Christmas movies all the time. I am a Hallmark Christmas movie girl, much to my husband's chagrin. Drives him nuts. All right, so I am going to place that just like that, and I am going to adhere it flat down. Card number 1 is very close to done. I'm going to put the embellishments on the outside, and then I'm going to stamp and adhere the inside. Okay, just stuck my thumb right in that glue, which just rolling it off my, there we go, rolling it off my fingers. And I'm going to slide this, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, getting a little crazy here. I think that looks pretty straight. Well, it's not 100% flush on the end like I would have liked it to be, but it's good. It's very good. Actually, I like the placement of this one better than I did that one. So I'm going to set that aside. I'll do the embellishments last. Super easy on the inside. I'm going to stamp the snowflakes using the Balmy Blue. I would encourage everybody to take a look at my website, my Stampin' Up! Website. I've been updating with classes and such. I have another one that's going to be posted with pictures in the next couple of days for a class to go. It's going to be tags, gift tags, and gift card holders. And that will be something that you can order and have sent directly to your home. So I am excited about that. I actually love how it's turning out. I love tags. I love everything about wrapping and presentation and that sort of thing. I always have. My girls can tell you that. I've always been kind of a nut about it. And I love making gift tags. Let's see here. Come on. And then gift card holders, well, you know, as much as I don't love giving gift cards, they are just kind of a fact of life. And sometimes they just sincerely are what somebody needs. I will never forget the year my daughter and her husband were newly married. And they were, I can't remember what I was going to get them, but it was something big like a chest freezer or something like that, because I have some standard things that I get when my kids first get married. And they asked me instead if they could have a gift card to buy a toilet. They were remodeling their bathroom. And so that was one of those years I just kind of had to cave because that's what they needed. That's what they wanted. And I mean, who am I to say a toilet's not important, right? So sometimes, and sometimes I've done things like when they've been working on remodels, I'll get a gift card, but I'll put it in, I'll buy a paint, oh my gosh, the word just went out of my head, but you know, one of those things that you pour your paint into, that you pull that you use to brush the paint out of. Anyway, I'll buy one of those and a paintbrush and a couple of things that you would use for remodeling and redoing your home, and then I'll attach a gift card inside of that. Or one year I bought shovels because they were all working on their yards. So I bought them shovels and attached a gift card to their local nursery. So gift cards are a fact of life, right? But they're just not my favorite thing to do. All right. I'm going to, let's see here. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool to pick up my gems. It's my favorite way to do it. There we go. Card number 1 is done. How cute is that, right? Oh, and then I wanted to show you where'd that envelope go. So super easy. You can either just your envelope, no envelope should be naked, right? So here's the balmy blue that I used for stamping the inside. So I could either just stamp some snowflakes here or take them to the flap on the back. And there we go. You now have a decorated, you could even do both. I'm getting a little crazy here, aren't I? And there we go. So we have a coordinated envelope for our card. So I'm going to set that one aside and pull in our next card. Clean off my ink, stamp, move out the colors that I don't need. I love those snowflakes. I love I don't know, I just love everything about this stamp set. You know, this was not, you may have heard me say this on Monday, or actually Tuesday, because Monday there was a windstorm and my internet got knocked out. But I just forgot what I was going to say. This is the next card I'm going to do. Thinking hard about what I was going to say. Oh, I know what I was going to say, and that was that this was not originally on my radar. This was not a stamp set that I originally thought, ooh, I need that. But once I got it, and I actually won this in a bingo game, I love it. I can't imagine not using it. So here's the kit. Excuse me. So again, with the envelope, card base, your embellishments and piece that you're going to stamp on, your embossed piece, your message liner. So all of that is here. Darn it. Need a sip. All right. I am going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black again to stamp my bunny. And there are no dies, so this card and the next card, there's a little bit of fussy cutting, but I did not go crazy being over perfect doing it because I'm sitting it on white, and so the white border disappears. Here are my little snow bunny. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. So this card, the last card was using Balmy Blue. This one is using Pool Party. And because these snowflakes have iridescent in them, they pick up all of these colors. And I'm going to grab my sentiment, which I also fussy cut because I didn't like anything else that I tried. And this one I am stamping in Smoky Slate. So I wanted kind of a cooler color. And I'm just putting it over here to the side. Just like that. Close that up. All right, so I am going to go ahead and just cut those apart, and then I'm going to color my bunny. And I am going to start with Smoky Slate, light Smoky Slate for the ears, face, hands, and lower body. And I'm going to use the bullet tip for some of these smaller locations. I'm being careful to leave that open, or the center of that ear open, because I'm going to go in with the light polished pink. And I'm outlining it, and then I'm going to use my brush tip, I think. Go around the eyes. I don't want to accidentally color the eyes. And leave a space for that nose to also be pink. I guess I'll just do this with the bullet tip. Hands. And around that scarf. Now I will come in and add just a little bit of shading with the dark Smoky Slate. I'm going to use that bullet tip. I'm going to go right along underneath the edge of that sweater, underneath the edge of that scarf. I am going to do this inner, in between the legs and that tail, underneath the edge of the sleeves. I'm going to do the top of the head and maybe guess I'm going to go ahead and do the chin. All right. Pull back in the brush tip of the light Smoky Slate and just grab that dark area and pull it towards the center. Oh my gosh, big wind. Darn it. Hope I don't lose my internet. I'm taking a peek here. I'm looking at my... Okay, my modem says that I'm still connected. I only have one device on, and so if I am not staring at my phone screen, I would miss that I went offline. All right. So there's my Smoky Slate. Now I'm going to color the sweater Balmy Blue. I'm going to start with light. Aren't these critters just so cute? And then I'm going to add my shading with the dark. So just, yep, bullet tip. Just where things look like they would be overlapping a bit. Back in with my light and just grab that dark and pull it towards the center. I love these pens, they're like magic. They make everything look good. Now I'm going to grab my light polish pink and just touch the insides of those ears and that nose. Now I'm going to use Pool Party. So I'm going to start with the light. This is for the scarf. Just lay down that light color. And then I will go back and shade with the dark, just like I did everything else. You see the difference between the scarf here and the scarf here, just by adding the shading, what that does. And it's just a few little taps of ink. It's not like I'm doing anything crazy. And now I am just about ready to fussy cut my bunny. All right. And this is so quick. So I go in, let's see, I'm adjusting the angle of my hands so that I don't have a shadow. And I am leaving kind of, like I said earlier, a kind of a wide perimeter. I'm not trying to get right up to the image because I'm on a white, it's going to be sitting on a white background, so it doesn't show. There's no reason to overdo. And, oh, got a little close on that ear. Want to be careful of that. See, almost halfway done cutting out the bunny already. I'm just going to round off that tip. And, whoops. We have a big windstorm out there right now. We didn't earlier. But I understand there are some places in the United States that already have snow, and I don't have snow, so I'm not going to gripe. I love snow, but my husband has to travel a distance to work, so we can avoid that as long as possible. Oops, a little close on that hand. I'm going to do that. Get some of that excess out of there. And I don't need to go all the way in on that tight little spot. Okay. We are ready to assemble our card. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I take that back. I have to cut around my sentiment. Silly me. I'm going to just keep wiggling my scissors. And bring this up. So, secret, of course, is to move the paper and maybe not move the scissors so much. Keep the scissors basically in the same direction, and then just move your paper. Some people hate fussy cutting. If you don't like fussy cutting, I did see several design ideas on Pinterest where these little critters didn't need to be cut out, but I am a layers person. So I managed to do one without fussy cutting when I stamped that bird on the circle. You know, when this, okay, let's get some of this out of the way. When this current sale was announced, so these items that I mentioned at the beginning of the video, when it was announced, I sent out an email to my email subscribers, and so they knew about it early. If you don't already have a demonstrator, or even if you do and you want to be on my newsletter, the link to sign up will be in the description of this video so that you can get early notification. Also, if you're a demonstrator, did you know that you can use the sale price and your demonstrator discount together? Yep, that's a fact. That's one of the benefits of being a demonstrator. All right, throw this away. Now we can put our card together. So our card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I am going to, I need to crease this one. Didn't need to crease the last one. Whoops. All right. There we go. Then I have this piece. Oh, man, I almost made a mistake. I've got a little bit of stamping I need to do right here. So I'm going to grab the pool party. Going to grab that snowflake stamp. And I am going to just start stamping over here. And I'm going to rotate my stamp. So I'm doing pool party on pool party. So easy. I hope you'll give this a try. You know, while I've got this open, I might as well just go ahead and stamp my message liner that goes on the inside. And this card is this orientation. And instead of stamping these snowflakes full strength, I'm going to stamp off. So there's, well, you can't see it very well there, but I am going to do that. So I'm just doing it real light. You know what? I went off the edge there. I'm going to flip that over and do it again. Raised edge there. You know, maybe I'll just go ahead and do it full strength. There we go. That's fine. Still plenty soft. There we go. Now I can close this ink up and I'm done stamping for this card. Just need to assemble it. All right, back to our card front. I'm going to bring in my embossed layer, and I want to mention again, this embossing folder is on sale right now. So it comes with a 2-pack like this. It's got the snowflakes and it's got the fir branches, and these are $10, normally $10 together, and at 20% off, they're $8. Those are in the annual catalog, so they are a part of that sale. And you can actually see what is on sale. You know, I didn't double check this, but normally, ooh, did I get, nope. Normally, the way the website works is you can go into stampinup.com, type in, or select from the drop-down menu, sales and specials, and everything that is on sale will pop right up. Okay, so now I have lined this up with the top, the bottom, and the opening edge. It's going to give that a nice little press. Isn't that cute? So easy. So easy. Now we are going to pop up my snowflake with one dimensional. In the center here, for starters. And actually, I didn't have to do it that way. I could have done it this other way. I'm going to put, I don't know why I did it that way. That's all right. There we go. Going to do that. Flip this over. So now the dimensionals are too high, not too high, but they are too high in one location. So I'm going to stick another one right here. And now this is ready to be placed. So there's our little snow bunny. Just need to add the sentiment. My husband and I have a quote-unquote date to use the hot tub when he gets off work today, and I'm hoping this wind event that has popped up doesn't change that. I'm going to add my little sentiment down here. Oops, there we go. Now I can add my embellishments. So I've got 5. Oh, I didn't tell you what my embellishments were. I am using the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels because the snowflake is iridescent, and so I wanted to pick up on the iridescent. So I'm using that on all 3 of the projects. All right. So just start placing these. I like to place them on snowflakes if I can, if it works out. Have you ever used your take your pick tool, use the clay end to pick up your embellishments? I sure love that I can do that. Let's see, I'm going to put one right there. And let's see, maybe this one over here. There we go. That's the front. Now this one didn't have a matte layer on the outside or on the inside, so I just need to, oh, that, when I looked, I didn't think I'd gotten any adhesive on there, but I did. Okay, so if that happens, you know, you can go back and you can press in your cardstock and basically make that disappear. Put on my message liner. It's been dry and beautiful here. A little cold at night. My husband starts work pretty early and he works outdoors. So I always get these messages from him about what the temp was when he left and what it was when he was in Vancouver, and then what it was when he crossed the river, and then what it was when he got to Portland. But yeah, pretty cold. I think it was yesterday, I think was 28 degrees. All right, card number 2 is done. Oh, I'm gonna do the envelope like I did on the last one. Since we know it's super fast, right? We're gonna just do exactly the same. We're gonna use the snowflakes. I'm using the Pool Party. I'm gonna double check that I really did grab. Yep, I did. Pool Party. And I'm going to stamp one side of the flap and then the other side of the flap and then this lower corner. Ta-da! So we now have a coordinated envelope. One card left to do. And in case you're joining me late, let me show you the 2 cards that we've done so far. We have our little singing songbird, and then we have our snow bunny. And then next, we are doing our friends. We have little foresty friends. Set that right there. So as I mentioned before, the purchase of $25 or more, you get 2 of each of these kits. I pay the shipping. All right. What I'm going to stamp with. I will send your bow and your snowflake and your embellishments, your gems, your embossed layer, your matte layer, your inner message liner, your inner matte layer, and your card base, and of course the envelope. So let's set this aside. I am going to start by stamping my sentiment in this lower corner right here. I am going to, excuse me, I'm going to stamp in the Memento Tuxedo Black ink, hoping that I get this straight. I did practice this. Not bad. Yay. I would say practice makes perfect, but then that will for sure mean that I will mess something up in my next steps. All right, so now because I've stamped that, I can position my embossed layer. The one thing that I haven't said, I just realized, is that if you want to take advantage of these free kits, you have until Sunday midnight to place an order in my online store. The sale that I keep telling you about that's taking place right now is only good through Friday. So 2 separate offers. And the, oh, darn it. Well, I missed, so thankfully I missed the card. Yes, so the sale prices from the annual catalog are Stampin' Up! Sale promotion, and the free kits are a Stamp with Teah promotion. Purchase the $25 or more and you will get the 6 kits for free, 2 each of 3 different designs, and then purchase of $50 or more, you'll get those kits and you'll receive a tutorial bundle. I believe it has 40 tutorials in it, one of which I did. I participate in this every month so that I have something free to offer. All right, that is ready. I've got my card base. So this is a top fold card. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I'm going to bring in my bone folder. Make sure I get a nice sharp crease on this. And then I am going to adhere this down. And as you can see, I'm just centering it, and it's going to have an equal perimeter all the way around. There we go. And here we are. So that is nice and centered. So we can just set that. There we are. Okay, next I am going to stamp my critters. To stamp my raccoon. Beautiful. Next I'm going to stamp my bird. Looks like I got ink everywhere. Nice. All right. Excuse me. I do need to grab, let's see, I think I have it nearby. Since I got glue on that last piece of grid paper, I need a new grid paper because the blender pens do bleed through the cardstock, and so I don't want it on my tabletop. There we go. All right, for my raccoon, I am going to use crumb cake and soft suede. So I am going to start with light soft suede. On the face. And then the tail. So the tip of the tail, skip a stripe, the next tail. Then I am going to bring in the light crumb cake. I was just double checking my layout here. And I don't have a lot of experience with raccoons. I have a little bit when I lived down in Southern Oregon. Had one run-in with them when my husband and I removed a old shed from a house that we had moved into. There was a wood shed out back, and when we relocated it, or when we tore it down, we didn't know that there was a nest of raccoons inside, and they were ticked. They get even. That's my only experience with raccoons. My sister lives in a neighborhood that has a lot of them. All right. So there's my first layer of crumb cake. Now I'm going to go in with dark crumb cake and use the bullet tip and add my shading. So I'm going to go in underneath the arm, along the scarf. You know, watercolor pencils would work well for this. As well. You know, I did learn something when I was at On Stage, and I didn't even think I should have considered showing that today. And that was we have blender pens, not the Stampin' Blends, but it's a blender pen that you pick up ink out of an ink pad, and it allows you to paint with it or color with it. And I had never really done that before, but I participated in a group swap where we were actually making each other's cards. And that was the first time I had ever done that. And actually a couple of people brought that technique. So that was all new to me. All right. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Maybe inside the ears just a little bit. All right, I'm ready to, well, looks like I lost part of my striping on my tail there. I'm rolling with it though. Okay, I'm going to use the, so this is crumb cake card base, mint macaron, and then basic white. So I'm using mint macaron for my coloring of the scarves and boots and hat on my little critters here. I'm going to start with the light. And I mean, it comes together pretty quick, don't you think? And I realize somebody's probably cursing me saying, yes, but you are fussy cutting and we don't like that. I'm sorry, this just didn't come with dies. And maybe right under the hand, a little bit of shading. And then along the folded brim of the hat. Okay. And there we go. Set that one aside for just a moment while I take care of little bird here. I'm going to use the So Saffron again. So I'm starting with the light. Not being too particularly careful. It's a very small area. Bullet tip to create just a little bit of extremely subtle shading. Back in with the light again. All right, now I can take care of the final scarf and boots. Again, such a small area, doesn't need much. And the shading just makes it so that scarf looks a little bit fuller. All right. Now I'm ready to cut these two sweethearts out. Oops, didn't mean to throw that. So let's see, what else can I tell you? There is a new paper pumpkin. That you can subscribe to that is for December. It's a gift card holder. It's not Christmas specific. I think there were 4 different holidays or celebrations. I think one was graduation, one was birthday. Ooh, I can't remember what the others were. Anyway, it's gift card specific. And speaking of gift cards, I mentioned earlier that to check my Stampin' Up! Business page as I am updating classes that are coming available. So I will have up on the website this weekend a class that's to go in December that is gift tags and gift card holders. Oh, I really, really like the projects. I'm excited to offer that. Almost done. See, this, it's not, this isn't, these aren't particularly difficult fussy cutting items here. And here, I'm not even getting like super careful. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit better than that. I can do better than that. There we go. A little bit more definition to the hand or paw. And here we are. There's the first little critter. Let's see, which angle do I want to start at here? And I just wiggle my scissors to kind of give the impression of an indent. My goodness, that wind is really picking up out there. I did not know that that was going to be a thing today. And so I'm just wiggling my scissors to show or wiggling the paper to show where there would be an indent. Almost done. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Had such a good time at Onstage, reconnecting with some people in person, meeting some new friends. That was pretty awesome. Extremely awesome. I met some amazing people. The speakers are always just phenomenal. It's Stampin' Up! Really is a feel-good company. All right. Almost. And done. Get these scraps out of my way. We can finish assembling this card. So I'm going to start by using a mini glue dot to adhere this snowflake in this corner. So right in the center of the back. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my pre-tied bow, put a mini glue dot. Actually, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool and roll up a mini glue dot. The linen thread has a smaller knot on the back, and I don't like my glue dots to show. I'm sticking that right in the center of my snowflake. Taking my linen thread bow. I used two strands to tie the bow. Then I am going to apply dimensionals to the back of both of my little critters here. So let's see. I have to get a little bit more strategic here. Okay, I might as well have just cut that out with a foam sheet the way I did that, but that's okay. Peel those backs off. And then the way I'm positioning this right over the sentiment, I've almost got his toes curled over the edge right here. So I don't have it floating above it. I have it really grounded. You see that? And his tail, let's see. And then my little birdie. Little birdie talking. Talking. Okay. Might as well just go ahead and add my embellishments, and then I'll stamp the inside message liner. So I like to add these, like I mentioned before, kind of if there's a snowflake that it can easily sit in the center of, I like to add that like that. Doesn't have to be that way, but that's what I like to do. So there's 2 of them worked out well. I'm going to have to put one off of the snowflake because I've got his ear right in the center right there, and that would look kind of funny, I think. So we're going to just do that. Almost done with card number 3. Have you enjoyed this? Have you liking these little critters? Okay. I hope so. I'm looking. I think I stamped. This is the one that I stamped off. I was misremembering that on the last card that I showed you. So there's full strength, there's partial strength. Yep. Full strength. Thank you, Polly. Oh, good to see your name pop up. Oh darn, I made a little blip, so 2 sides to the cardstock, yay! If people have been making comments, I don't always see them, so I apologize for that. It's because I'm using only one device. There we go. My husband and I are getting ready to relocate. The countdown's on. We're 14 weeks out. And I'm waiting to buy my second device, my whole setup for filming until we relocate. Because I don't know yet exactly what my new setup is going to look like. So I'm trying to be careful with my money until we are officially moved. Aren't we all, right? We're all trying to be careful with our money these days. Okay, so I've just put that on the matte layer. So this is the matte layer is 4 by 5 1/4, and the message liner is 1/8 of an inch smaller, so it's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. There we go. And a little bit of adhesive. All I have left to do is stamp the envelope. Whoops, a scooch. Just a little bit. Oh, come on. That looks about right. All right. So card number 3, grab the envelope, which I've set down somewhere, right there. And you know, this one, I don't know, I'm tempted to put the little birdie, but there's nothing wrong with me following the exact same as I've been doing on the other cards, but you know, I could show you this. This was one that I did on some other cards that there. So that's another way of doing the snowflakes on the front. And you could, I don't know, I think I'm just going to leave it just like that. Close up this ink and then pull in all 3 cards to show you. So here we are. There is card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. So what do you think? Did you like? I hope. I sure did. So again, to wrap up what I've been saying all along, sorry to repeat it so many times, if you would like 2 of each of these card kits, minimum purchase of $25 in my online store will get you that. I will pay the shipping to send them to you. If you make a minimum purchase of $50, you would get all of that and a tutorial bundle that has 40 projects in it. Not with this stamp set, but with a whole bunch of stamp sets. And wanted to remind you again that now through Friday, they're only with items that are in the annual catalog, so not the July through December catalog, but just the annual catalog. And you'll be able to tell which items those are when you go to the StampinUp.com website. 10% off of all punches, 15% off of all stamps, 20% off of all dies, 20% off of all embossing folders, and 20% off of all non-specialty designer series paper. That's only through Friday. And my friends, I thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. My blog will be updated soon, as well as this YouTube video with the link to my online store and the host code. Thank you so much and have a absolutely blessed day.